let's begin the session. In this video, we will talk about conjecture and counterexample. So let's start with conjecture. Conjecture definition is basically on the given pattern, you will predict the next step. You will guess your next step. For example, if there is a sequence 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, then what will be the next sequence? What will be the next step? 5, 5.5. Basically, that's a simple pattern, and you are guessing the next two moves, okay, or next few moves. Similarly, if you have, for example, let me take from the book. So, if you have sum of two number, square of two number is, let's say, 6 square, sorry, wait a second, 6 square plus 7 square, and then we have 2 square plus, okay, wait a second, let me write it this side, and then we have, let's say, 10 square plus 11 square. So 1 square plus 2 square, how much is this? How much is this? How much is this? Oh, wait. This is 13. How much is this? And how much is this? 221. So what is the conjecture here? What you are checking here? What you can see here? Basically, this is plus, not multiply. This is plus. This information is already given. 1 square plus 2 square. Basically, what is happening? The sum of 2 square is this number, right? Every time you are doing this, you are getting an odd number. What you are doing? What you are getting? So the conjecture here is the sum of square of two consecutive natural number. Sum of square of two consecutive natural numbers. What is natural number? What are the natural number? 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the natural number. What is whole number? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. What is even number? 2, 4, 6, 8, or any number ending with these numbers. What is odd numbers? And any number ending with these number is odd number, and this is even number. Yes. 0 is usually, we call it like in the end, if you have 0, we call it as an even number, but 0 is basically, we are not deciding in that category. It's a whole number. Okay? Okay? But if you have 0 in the end of any number, like for example 230, then it's a even number. Okay? You are asking only 0. Yeah, it's not in that category. Don't worry. It's not in the category of odd and even. Okay? It's simply a whole number or a natural number or an integer you can call. Okay? Okay, so let's talk about our conjecture. So the conjecture was sum of two consecutive natural number. The sum of square of two consecutive natural number is an odd number. Okay, this is your conjecture. So let's try this conjecture now. For example, if I say, give me any two random number, consecutive. Consecutive means back to back. 25 square plus 26 square. Check this out. What is this total? 1301. So it's an odd number, right? Okay, let's try another one. Give me any, you give me two numbers. Yeah, two random numbers with consecutive numbers. What is the meaning of consecutive numbers? What is the meaning of consecutive number? Consecutive number means 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 10, 11, like this. Okay? If you say 2 and 6, is it consecutive numbers? If I say 6 and 10, is it consecutive number? If I say 9 and 10, is it consecutive number? Yes. 9 and 10 is consecutive number. Okay, similarly, if I say 5 and 6, 10 and 11. Okay, you understood, right? Okay, one more. Our conjecture was sum of square of two consecutive number is odd number, right? So let's try 3 square plus 4 square. Is this a odd number? The result will be the odd number. Tell me. 3 square is? 4 square is? Your answer is 25. So is this a odd number? Yes. Now in this case, what is a counter example? Yes. 99 square and 100 square. So what is the answer? It will be odd anyway. It will be odd. Okay. Now what is a counter example? Counter example. What is a counter example? If you find just one case to prove it wrong, that example will be your counter example. Okay? For example, just now we did that 3 square plus 4 square is 25. So we are saying the sum of square of two consecutive number is an odd number. If you just find one case, yes, you found one? Tell me. It's not consecutive. I said consecutive. And that you are doing multiply, not addition. Okay. Okay, so what is a counter example? Let's take an example for a counter example. So I'm taking a question here. If n is a real number, what is a real number? Okay, we will come to that. Then negative n is a negative number. This is a conjecture. You need to find a counter example. So first of all, let's talk about real number. What is a real number? Again, yes, what is a real number? So what about this one? Negative 3, negative 4. Is this not real? It's real. Yes? So all the numbers other than imaginary numbers. So for example, if you don't see number 3 plus 4i, this is called imaginary numbers, which is right now not in the syllabus. Okay? So for example, if you have minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this, and so on, they all are real numbers. Okay? Now, let's try our conjecture. So our conjecture is saying if n is a real number, then negative n is a negative number. Okay. So let's say n equal 2. Negative n will be true. Okay, let's try n equal, you tell me any number, 0. So then n is equal 0. Is this a negative number? It's not. So this can be your counter example. Okay, let's try one more. Give me any another number. Negative 2. So if I do negative n, it means negative 2 will give you positive 2. Is this a negative number? So again, this will be your counter example. Did you guys understood this? Any problem? Yes, any problem? Okay. Now let's take one more question. The second question says if n is a real number, then 1 over n is less than n. Find a counterexample. What you have to do is find a counterexample. What do I mean by counterexample? Prove it wrong. When I say find a counterexample means you have to prove it wrong. You have to prove it wrong. Okay. So n is a real number. Don't take 0. Just take some other number. Okay. Let's take n is equal, let's say 5. Okay. So 1 over 5 less than 5. Is this true or false? 1 over 5 less than 5. Is this true? It's true. Is this a counterexample? No, because this is true. We need to make it false. Okay, give me any other example. Let's take negative number. N is equal -3. So, negative 1 over 3 less than -3. Is this true or false? Check and tell me. Negative 1 over 3, how much? Negative 1 over 3, how much? Minus 0.33 is less than -3. Is this true or false? It's a false. So this can be your counter example, right? Okay, one more thing can come into your brain. Okay, mister, then if I take negative n is equal 1 over 4. Let's try this one. So 1 over 4 will change it to 4, right? And 4 less than 1 over 4. Is this true or false? 4, it's a false. So this is obviously 4 less than 1 over 4. Yeah, it's a false, right? So this is your counter example, right? Any question? Good. Now let's talk about statements and conditional statements. Or we can do one thing. I'll just talk about this in the next video, or else this video will get longer. Okay? I'll just pause for a minute.